Hi folks, welcome back to another irrigator video. A common situation in the southeast is that a large rainfall event happens in the afternoon, and then in the evening you see the irrigation systems running, applying even more water to the already wet soil. Is this logical? Of course not. So what can we do? An alternative to avoid this problem is to install a rain sensor in your automatic irrigation system. What would a rain sensor do? It will bypass scheduled irrigation cycles when there has been sufficient rain. There are several brands and models and ways to sense the amount of rainfall.
There are wired models,
but the industry is tending to wireless models. The wireless models have two components, a sensor/transmitter and a receiver that is connected to the irrigation controller or timer. And those two wires that you see there are the antennas to communicate to each other. In automatic irrigation systems, each zone is connected to a specific valve through a hot wire and the common wire. The common wire is shared by all the valves or zones to be irrigated, and that's why it's called the common wire. When a scheduled irrigation cycle begins, the timer sends a signal to the first connected valve through the hot and common wires. Then the valve opens and the irrigation starts. When adding a rain sensor to the irrigation system, a frequent setting is to connect the rain sensor through the common wire of either the receiver of a wireless rain sensor or the sensor itself for wired models. The most common method to sense rainfall is through hygroscopic expanding discs, which are encased on top of the sensors. In these models, there's a switch just underneath the discs. When the rain starts, the hygroscopic discs that are on top of the switch begin to expand, putting pressure on the switch until they open it. In this moment, even when the rain stops, initiating the dry-out process, if the timer sends a signal to the valve, this signal will not reach it, and then irrigation will not occur. During the dry-out process, the discs begin to shrink, releasing the pressure on the switch until the connection is restored between the timer and the valve. In this situation, if the timer sends a signal to the valve, the signal will reach it, and then the irrigation will start. Some models have slots in their cap, which are threshold set points for the amount of rain that falls, and the user can opt for settings of 1/8, 1/4, half, 3/4, or 1 inch of rain. Most models also have a vent ring that controls the dry-out period of the discs after the rain stops. This vent ring opens or closes these slots to allow more or less air to flow through the discs. In this picture, the vent ring is fully opened. Some models don't have set points, but a quick shut off disc, which shuts off irrigation as soon as rain begins to fall. A second set of expanding discs are meant to control the dry-out period after the rain stops, controlled by the vent ring, which opens or closes these slots. Finally, rain sensors should be mounted open to the sky. They are typically installed near the roof line on the side of a building, or you can see them also installed on posts, fence top, or any open area where they are exposed to unobstructed rainfall. However, rain sensors should not be in the path of sprinkler spray for obvious reasons. Advantages of the wireless models include a quicker and easier installation. The sensor could be installed up to 300 feet away from the receiver, which gives us additional mounting locations to choose from. After installing a rain sensor in the automatic irrigation system, I hope that you don't see this situation any longer when it's raining really hard and oops, the irrigation system is on. I hope you learned something new today, and I will see you in the next irrigator video. Until then, bye-bye.